welcome back to remembering what I was saying. I just wanted to finish my thought, which was that, like, yeah, it sucks because you just got to remember, I have so much artwork, right? And I really want to enforce that. And, like, the fact that I'm always working on things and always creating stuff, but there's so much stuff that I never release because it just never comes out. Oh, no, I remember. I was talking about edited.
Yeah.
Right, this as a whole. Yeah, so, yeah, that story is, like, the prime example of that. And it kind of sucks because now there's, like, so much artwork that I created for that will never be seen, probably. Because I don't know what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to throw away.
Don't throw any of it away. Just put it
Not
away.
throw it away, but, like, you know, not going to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks because, like, now this, like, I drew and wrote so much for stuff that happened way later in the story. But because I'm rewriting the whole story and recreating the whole world, there's a lot of it that might just go to waste. However, I'll say this, the stuff that I created at the end, which I would inarguably say is some of the best stuff I've written for edited, will probably be the stuff that's the most likely to stay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that I probably won't throw away. Like, occasionally I'll go over my old edited stuff. And I will... No!
Is that stuff, the good stuff, is that not connected to anything else?
What do you mean?
Like, the recent stuff that you did for edited that you thought was really good?
There's just ideas that I think could be rewritten into something interesting. And I think they're the really... where the juicy stuff lies. Like, the character arcs and stuff that I've created. Characters in general that I've created that I've really, really enjoyed. And I look back at them and I go, man, they were good. I don't want to get rid of them. In fact, what I'd rather do is, instead of having them be a side character that appears way later, I'd rather maybe focus the story more around them because they're clearly the ones that are more fleshed out and thought out and stuff. You know what I mean? Picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
You sniffing my farts here?
No.
Okay. I'll change that. No, I need another ability to do that. I mean, I could go back into Mantis Fields. I'm pretty sure I can't do anything unless there's like a thing I can open. In fact, the more I think about it, maybe there is. In fact, maybe I even pulled it and I didn't realize that down here this is open now, maybe? Yes, it is. Okay, well, that's where I needed to go. I'll figure it out eventually.
I've done that a bit with Hurricane, the stuff that you can't release, even though it's really cool.
Yeah.
I did that when I was. It must have been when I made Killing Hurricane 11, which was, I guess it was the comic in which I changed main characters. I went from like the original Hurricane to his son KJ, and you kind of get to see that happen. You get to see, Hurricane's getting weak. He doesn't know how he's going to beat the new bad guy. And, the bad guy shows up, and Hurricane uses his powers one last time to save his wife. And then, next thing you know,
fuck,
KJ's killing the bad guy. With his new powers all of a sudden. Like, that you just sort of see that happen. And then the last sort of scene is where they're all in the kitchen and, Kane says, my powers are gone, and KJ says, Edward Black's dead, and Bernice, Kane's wife, says that they're all okay. And so they're all really sort of lost in their own thoughts about everything that's happened. Yeah, when I was doing the bulk of Killing Hurricane, I also drew a picture of KJ in the future and what KJ would look like, and so I came out with stuff like the Superhero Guild, and I decided that he was going to go to Australia, and that, I just came up with a heap of stuff. Those things, like the Superhero Guild, and I think some of the stuff that I came up with about KJ's role in the Superhero Guild is stuff that's going to change. I'm not really sure at this stage because he hasn't even joined it yet, so it doesn't matter yet. But I've just got this picture of KJ wearing what he'd be wearing at sort of in the prime of his career, and that's a picture that I thought. I think I wrote about it in a journal, like a DeviantArt journal. I said I drew this picture. It's really spoilery, so I'm not going to release it.
Oh, wait, so you're saying you just made a picture that you talked about?
Yeah, I talked about the picture. I didn't.
Dude, I could talk about all the pictures I don't release. I'd be talking here for 3 hours.
And then I drew pictures of I think 2 of the superhero guild people, and one of them I actually coloured in and sort of made a little picture that I've used in the wiki, and then the other picture,
Here we go.
the other character, I didn't colour it in because I'm not. I think I'm fine with their visual design, but I'm not sure yet. Oh boy, this is.
Yeah, this is the Mantis Lords. I gotta fight 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Also, there is an optional sword upgrade, which I missed. Well, not optional, but like, I mean, technically optional, but
you could have.
I could go back and get it, is what I'm saying, but I didn't because I couldn't remember where it was.
Oh.
Yeah, oh god. That didn't work. Ah, no! Give me a minute, dude. Jeez. That is not a minute. Fuck.
As he jumps head first into the attack.
Yep, there I go. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Should I try and beat them without the sword upgrade? I'm kind of fucked now because my soul's dead.
Hey, go get it.
I don't know where it is. Oh, here he is. Yeah, so he's like, hello again, I suppose you've already met with the tribe of this village. They seem a little distrustful of strangers, to put it lightly. They're not brutes, though, no. The sickness in the air that clouds the mind of lesser beasts, they resist it. They retain their intellect and their honour, though also their lethal traditions. I have some words of advice, my friend. If you plan to challenge the lords of the tribe, your blunted nail may prove inadequate. There is a city nearby, the old capital of Hallownest. I've heard a nailsmith resides there. Seek the old bug out, and you may find progress that much easier. Don't have a clue where it is.
Well, it looks like there's a bit of area. Look, there's an area in Crossroads there.
That little...
Faded bit?
That faded bit is where that quote-unquote birdcage was. It was actually an elevator.
Oh.
But, you know, whatever.
Birdcage.
Splitting hairs. Why would they keep a bird in here? You know, the city of bugs. That could be interesting though. I actually haven't looked at a lot of stuff for Silk Song, so I wonder what kind of things that they do. Although now I'm thinking about it, I hope they don't do anything related to humans, as I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, maybe a bird boss would be pretty wicked. Have a bug defeat a bird. But maybe it's also a bit over the top. Like I said, I like that. Really, this story is interesting because it's like the fact that they're bugs is not super important, but it does like add to some interesting stuff.
Interesting visuals.
Visuals and ideas, like this is the Mantis tribe. This is what Mantis is like. You know, they like to fight. You know, they've gotten lore behind the insects themselves. Like the spiders are a tribe as well that kind of like do stuff, etc.
I got my V8 Super Carsᵐ championship that I'm doing. But also, I'm still kind of excited to go back and do because I did like a forward zone the V8 Super Carsᵐ championship, and so I'm excited to do a Holden's only V8 Super Carsᵐ championship, just because it's just like a fun little gimmicky thing. Because then you get to see because then you can only have 21 cars on track at any time, and I think there's like 30 cars that you can actually drive, and so to divide them into Fords and Holdens ensures that every car will be given a good opportunity. And so in the Fords championship there's like 15 Fords, and I think I was pretty happy with how I did. I win a handful of races. I have quite a few really difficult ones. I'm just excited to try and do better than the Ford championship, because basically all it took was me to, I'd build up a heap of points and then go to Bathurst and then kind of just lose everything. It took me a long time to really understand why Bathurst is why it's considered to be the great race. And the main thing is that it's the longest track that they ever go to, and it's also really, really difficult to go fast in without crashing. You can easily just, you make one tiny little wrong move and it just like ruins everything all of a sudden. You know, maybe I'll like hit a curb or something and then throw myself into a wall and destroy my car immediately. And then the AI are always way better at Bathurst than any other track.
Probably
Just
not.
starting that first lap is always really difficult, and managing to stay in front of all the other cars is really difficult because they don't seem to care if they stick you in the fence or not. You actually cannot stick them in the fence, so you're just in a bad position. But if you want to win, you have to stay in front of them. So what I did last time was I just decided to wait until all the other cars had started, gone around me, despite the fact that I qualified like 4th or something, and so was with a good chance. But I just knew that I would be pressured into making a mistake, or they would just like run to the back of me and stick me on the wall.
Right.
And then it would be over all of a sudden, and everything would suck from that point onwards.
Is there like competitive V8 Supercars like game playing?
Yeah.
Would you do that?
No.
Why?
So I'm not very good at it.
Better than every single person I know on Earth.
Yeah. I don't think there are any championships for V8 Supercars 3. Just for these PC games online. And maybe like Forza 6 and I think some games that have the licensing. But it's mainly a game called iRacing that has the license and community around doing competitive online V8 Supercar racing.
Right.
It's actually what the E series is going to be this year. It's using iRacing, and they actually, because it's the official series of V8 Supercars, like supported by the Supercars business itself. There will be, like, they commissioned the creation of the current generation cars. Because before you couldn't drive a FGX Falcon or ZB Commodore, and now you can. Well, now you can drive a ZB Commodore and Ford Mustang, which is what they're driving in the real world. And so that's going to be good to see in the 2020 E Series. Which will make it the 3rd change to the E Series in 3 years. Because the first year they were like, oh yeah, we're just going to do like 6 races. And it's going to be a bunch of guys playing Forza 6. And it wasn't really that exciting, and I don't think it was well marketed either.
No.
And so this year they started broadcasting on the official Supercars channel, and they made a website around it, and they also started writing some news articles about it as well. So that was good. But I don't think it should change that many times. Yeah, that's the V8 Supercars E Series.
Well, I gotta say, that's probably one of the most exciting. Fucking goddamn it! Next time on Who Cares?